Hello everyone, myself Dinesh Dangar, and today we are going to discuss pulmonary ventilation. Pulmonary ventilation is a part of respiratory system, second semester, Bachelor of Pharmacy. While considering pulmonary ventilation, first we will try to understand the physical changes occurring during pulmonary ventilation. Till now, what we have studied, that is inhalation and exhalation. Inhalation, a kind of physical process where exactly air moves from the external atmosphere to the lungs, whereas in the cases of exhalation, exactly opposite to inhalation may occur. So here it won't only involve lungs. There will be a supporting muscles also, like there will be a presence of those intercostal muscles as well as diaphragm, which helps in inhalation and relaxation, allowing muscles to contract and muscles to relax. So here, while going with the inhalation, muscles undergo contractions leading to the inflation of lung, whereas in the cases of exhalation, both the muscles may undergo relaxation leading to deflation of lung, and automatically it allows to move air from the internal atmosphere to the external atmosphere. Okay, process of breathing. See, process of breathing is very easy to understand because it follows only one basic phenomenon, that is pressure gradient method. Always air, or we can say that gases, may move from the higher partial pressure to the lower partial pressure. And here there are two basic processes, that is inspiration and expiration. Inspiration, that is allowing air inside, whereas in the cases of expiration, air automatically moves out. So this is a cyclical process where it continuously undergo repetition. First, that is relaxed state. During relaxed state, diaphragm and intercostal muscles may undergo relaxation. During inspiration, diaphragm contracts, pulling muscle down, leading to intercostal muscle contracts, elevating the chest wall, and it expands the volume of the chest, lowering pressure, which lowers the pressure in lungs and it pulls air in. So it leads to the inspiration. Next, expiration. During expiration, muscle relax, diaphragm resumes dome shaft, intercostal muscles allow chest to lower, the resulting in increasing of pressure in chest, and there will be a expulsion of air. Okay, this is the actual site. Here in diagram we can see that the actual site where there will be a exchange of gases occur between the blood and the alveoli. See, during last hour we have already discussed internal respiration, external respiration, what is cellular respiration, right? So these are all the basic terminologies should be known to you before proceeding to understand, or before proceeding to internal respiration as well as the external respiration. Here we can see that those bronchioles, right, they are covered with the help of, or covered with those small pulmonary arteries and veins, and those arteries and veins allows to move carbon dioxide and oxygen, leading to internal respiration, so that after that there will be a supply of oxygen and carbon dioxide to their respective places. Here we can see the diagram. There will be a loading of oxygen as well as unloading of carbon dioxide while considering specific alveoli level. Whereas in the cases of tissues, there will be exactly opposite condition where oxygen will be unloaded, or there will be unmounting or unloading of oxygen, and that same oxygen will be delivered to the cell and tissue for the further cellular respiration. Okay, while considering to the mechanics and the mechanism. See, considering mechanics and mechanism, first thing, the respiratory centers will be situated at medulla oblongata. Basically, they are inspiratory centers and the expiratory center. They work on the basic phenomenon of the inspiration and the expiration. And for that, generally, the normal rate of respiration will be 14 to 18, or it will be ranging between 14 to 18, and it depends on the physical conditions associated with it. Okay, while considering to the mechanism, see, there will be basically two types of mechanism can be seen. First, that is voluntary control, and next one, autonomic control. That voluntary control itself, as we know that voluntary control, we can control our breath, right? The pattern of breath that we can control. In many cases, it can be increased as on based on the demands, and we can even reduce it. So it will have a voluntary control. And the second, that is autonomic control. Here, the autonomic control may have centers situated into the medulla oblongata, and the same can be guided with the help of higher centers, which may be located into the cortex and can lead to the conscious control over the respiration. And generally, those respiratory center tries to establish a regular pattern of breathing, and for that, the stimulus will be arised from same system, that is lungs itself. As we can see here in diagram, first point, that is receptor cells that is near to the respiratory center that respond to changes in cerebrospinal fluid, that is H plus, that is caused by increases in arterial carbon dioxide. And second, that is receptor cells in the carotid and the aortic bodies that respond to the large decreases in arterial oxygen. Here there are two specific conditions are discussed. One, where we can see that the increased amount of carbon dioxide, and that will be felt by two mechanisms, that is number one and number two, right? So that comes under autonomic control. So here there will be two basic types of control with two receptors or two specific centers, that is inspiratory centers and the expiratory center. While coming to the regulation, it helps while going with the regulation. Carotid and the aortic bodies are the major component of regulation of breathing. They are sensitive, they are highly sensitive to carbon dioxide, change in pH, and the oxygen level. As we know that the amount of carbon dioxide increases in many instances, leading to the decrease in the pH of the acid, and it can be directly exerted, or it can be felt while the number of breathings. Okay, so here carotid and the aortic body, they are the highly sensitive towards the carbon dioxide, pH, and oxygen level, and may try to regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in blood. Next, neuron control. While considering neural control, it has got dorsal respiratory group as well as ventral respiratory group, or we can consider it as a the pneumotaxic center as well as the neostic center. Okay, regulation of breathing and the nervous system involvement. Here, in the cases of respiratory center, in the medulla oblongata, it establishes the basic breathing pattern. Whereas chemical receptors, those chemical receptors generally monitor the carbon dioxide, the amount of carbon dioxide, hydrogen ions, and the level of oxygen. And third, that is medulla, sensitive to the hydrogen ions in cerebrospinal fluid, resulting from carbon dioxide in blood. Okay, now we will discuss respiratory volumes. These are all the volumes may be useful for the diagnostic purpose. First, that is tidal volume. So, what is tidal volume? Tidal volume is the volume of air that can be taken in or given out during normal quiet breathing. That is 500 ml. So here person will be in a sitting or supine condition, and person will be explain to have breathing, but that is normally. Okay, there should not be any kind of forceful inhalation or exhalation. So here we will measure that amount. So that is for normal quiet breathing. Next, inspiratory reserve volume, the volume of air that can be taken in forced inspiration over and above the tidal volume. So here we are discussing about the volume which can be taken over and above the tidal volume, right, during forceful inspiration. So here forceful inspiration will be taken. So and the volume will be 2000 to 3300 ml. Next, expiratory reserve volume. Okay, so here the volume of air that can be breathed out by forced expiration over and above the normal expiration. So here the volume will be 1000 ml. So in previous one we have inspiratory reserve volume. Now what we have, that is expiratory reserve volume, and this both will be over and above tidal volume with forced inspiration and forced expiration. Number 4, that is vital capacity, the volume of air that can be breathed out by forced expiration after taking forced inspiration. Right, in previous both, that we had a forced inspiration and forced expiration. Here these two will be done together, that is respectively. First there will be a forced inspiration and next one will be forced expiration. So here the normal volume, that is for adult male 4330 ml, whereas in the cases of female that is 3100 ml. Next, maximum breathing capacity, this is the volume of air that one can breathe with maximum efforts in 1 minute time. So here person will be instructed to have forceful inspiration and expiration up to 1 minute, and the amount that is 80 to 60 liter in male, whereas 60 to 120 liter in female can be observed. Next, residual volume, the volume of air which remains in the lungs after maximum expiration. Right, here the remaining amount will be calculated and it will be 1200 ml after the maximum forceful expiration. Last definition, that is total lung capacity, the volume of air remaining in the lungs after maximum inspiration. Right, here what we used to do, we used to have a forced inspiration and after that the total lung capacity will be calculated. Here the normal range will be 500 ml to 6000 ml. See, these are all are the reference values or ranges that can be seen with normal individual. It may vary with the person's physical activity as well as the physical condition. Here, this is the instrument, that is pyrometer, that can be used to determine the vital capacity, tidal volume, inspired reserve volume, expired reserve volume, and the total lung capacity. And this method is nowadays outdated, and now pulse oximeters are available in medical field to determine the lung capacity. Okay, so what we have discussed today, we have discussed pulmonary ventilation. In that, what is pulmonary ventilation, their processes. Next is the regulation of breathing with the help of those inspiratory centers and expiratory centers with those dorsal and ventral, that is the pneumatic center as well as the pneumotoxic center, leading to have a chemical control, and the different ranges, that is different definitions, that is tidal volume, vital capacity, inspired reserve volume, expired reserve volume, total lung capacity, right? Okay, thank you very much.